Speaking of the border, Kamala Harris is vice president, or at least so I'm told. She's been tasked with fixing the problems at the border. I'm still not sure she's stepped foot on the border, and now she's heading to Honduras. Why is she so bad at this?
Well, it's because she's not actually focused on it. It's not actually her job. That's all show. That was Biden just giving her something to do. They don't have any interest in securing the border. That's the simple reality. Both, not all of, she, the president, and importantly, Secretary Mayorkas, are purposely ignoring the laws at the border. I just want everybody to understand this. I mean, your audience is smart. They get the joke. Our border's broken. But they may not know is the absolute truth that they are purposely doing this and purposely failing to enforce the laws. Brandon Judd, my good friend, whom you've probably met and know with the Border Patrol Council. Brandon and I were just on a hearing that we just did in Leader McCarthy's office. And I asked Brandon a series of questions. I said, is it not the law of the United States that we must have a secure fence? The Secure Fence Act was passed in 2006. He said, yes. Is it not true that there are fence parts rusting in fields in Texas and contracts that are now going unused? In other words, we're paying people not to build the fence. He said, yes. I said, is it not true that we have bullets being fired across the river to Border Patrol agents, and we had to have the National Guard fire on people yesterday? He said, of course, that's true. Is it not true that we have COVID, people wearing masks? We have vax mandates in our nation's capital, yet we refuse to use Title 42 to secure the border. He said, of course, that's true. It's purposeful. It is a failure to faithfully execute the laws. And I want every Republican to hear this. Stop being a wet noodle loser and stand up and impeach Secretary Mayorkas now. He should be impeached. He is endangering Americans. Americans are dying because of his action. Impeach him.
Do we think, and I'm asking you to speak for other people here, but do we think if the midterms go the way we're all praying they go, the Republicans we have in there will have the spine to do just that, finally hold one of these corrupt scumbags accountable and impeach him?
Only if we demand it. And by we, I mean we the people. I associate myself with the people in coming to Washington. And of course, I want the people to hold me responsible and check me as well. If we, the people, and if those of us here who get it, stand up and demand that we hold these folks accountable, that we hold Mayorkas accountable, that we hold the FBI accountable for targeting parents, going after parents, which we now know was all a setup, and that the school board was associated with it, and the Secretary of Education was part of it. Let's haul them in front of the committee. Let's make sure that we use the subpoena power that the Democrats currently love to use and view it broadly. Let's haul these jokers in. Let's haul Anthony Fauci in and make him answer for the dead Americans, because he's been lying and because he was working in China. We know exactly what happened with this gain of function research. And then back to the border, let's stand up and impeach these guys. But look, Republicans have got to come in committed to doing that. And let me say one other thing. Stop funding these bureaucrats. Every time a Republican votes to support our continuing resolutions and our funding bills, they're voting to fund that FBI. They're voting to fund that Department of Education and its $40 billion to schools to teach our children that America's evil. They're voting to fund the secretary and his $220,000 salary at DHS to willfully disregard our laws. Stop doing that. Stop funding DOD's stupid indoctrination camps, where we're more concerned about SOGI, woke, diversity nonsense. We should fire every single one of these diversity officers. We should fire 20% of bureaucrats right off the gate in the first month that we're in power.
Hey, thanks so much for watching The First on YouTube. If you liked what you saw, go ahead and like and subscribe. You heard me. Like it, subscribe. You'll get a lot more of it and a lot more of me.